Good evening, everyone. Hope we can hear us. Everyone out there. All right, guys. It's a wonderful, rainy Tuesday. I'm sorry, Tuesday. I lose my mind. Wednesday. We are back on with Tea and Poetry. And we've got Dave Steele coming to us live from Manchester, United Kingdom. And we have Orly, I see, is on getting a ride in with mobility. How are you, Dave?
Good. Yeah, good afternoon, folks.
What's up, Dave?
How are we doing?
Doing good.
Doing good.
You seem very quiet tonight. I don't know if that's just me, but you seem a little bit quieter than usual.
As
like
far as
literally volume-wise or like energy-wise?
Yeah, volume-wise.
volume-wise.
Oh, really?
Huh. That's interesting. I wonder if we can, Steven's going to be able to help us out with that. Our technical assistance is on his way. He actually has arrived.
What's up, Steve?
And
Yeah, I was just checking to see if my phone was turned up all the way, but it is.
Okay.
See,
How
how's
about
that?
now?
that's a bit better, yeah.
Perfect.
Hey.
Okay.
we go.
Excellent. Excellent. Very good. Ooh, didn't want to do that. Okay, I think we're good.
We are good, yeah.
Thank you,
Great.
Steve.
Fantastic. Thank you.
sir.
I'm
Good
happy.
man,
I'm
good man.
happily. I'm happy that you let us know that it was not so good. We were concerned about that.
I love that we have technical assistance here at the studio.
It is. It's great.
It's
we got.
actually
We got. We
I
have.
was just
We
like,
got.
that's
We
so
have
nice.
full team here. It's a full
Yeah.
team.
Hello.
Hey, Orly, how are you?
What's up, Orly?
I'm a woman about town. I'm so excited.
Are you on a bus?
I'm on a bus. I am free and out in Baltimore
Nice.
for the first time in a month. So I'm really happy.
Wow.
You turn me down.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Talking to tech support here. Yeah,
Yeah,
my mic's my headphones a little too loud for me.
Yeah, I think you guys are still coming in slightly too quiet over
quiet?
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you may be loud in your headphones, but I think
It's how about
for
now?
everyone else. In fact, if anyone else is watching, I know Doreen's out there, Alison's out there, just put in the comments if it is coming a little bit quiet on your side, because we want to make sure
It's coming through.
that everyone can hear.
Yeah, I do want to make sure. Yeah.
We got something in the comments now, in the chats.
So, guys, apologize for the technical delay here. We're going to.
Yeah, we got a couple of people saying they can't hear you very well at all.
Okay. Well, we're gonna hopefully get that. We're hopefully gonna get that rectified. Is that better?
It is when you were really close then, but we seem to be getting some interference just for a second. Let's see.
So we need to be up close and personal with these microphones.
That's all good with me.
There we go. So Barry, before we kind of get stuck into things, do you want to do the
yeah, absolutely.
the
I wanna
housekeeping and the
absolute-
introductions and everything?
I want to wish everyone a wonderful good afternoon or good evening from wherever you are. And it's great to be back here. I know it's, I can't believe it's another Wednesday. It's just time is flying by. And, you know, it's incredible stuff that's happening. So just want to let everyone know there are a few ways where you can connect with us here on TM Poetry. You can raise your hand. You can send a comment through the Q&A, or you can send us a message through the chat. So 3 ways to connect with us, get our attention, and we will do our best to bring you in and to be able to allow you to join and be part of this wonderful hour here. It's great to see some familiar faces out there, some new faces as well, and I appreciate everyone's patience here while we got through this little technical stuff, but it's all good. And I'm going to hand it over to you, Dave.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so we've got a special guest lined up. Orly is waiting in the wings, ready to kind of come on and let's have a little chat with her. But before that, we always like to start with a piece of newish poetry. and I've found something for you tonight. And what we normally do for those people that are new to this hour of tea and poetry, where we chat about all things low vision, and I always read some of my poetry, is with the first poem. I kind of like to get people's feedback, and you can put in the chat, if you relate to any particular lines. But I know Barry and Ben are probably waiting there with their the pencil in hand or the pen in hand, ready to take notes. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Before you get started, I just want to say one thing, guys.
Sure.
If you want to join us and you raise your hand, I'm going to assume that means you want to join to come into the conversation. We encourage you, if you're comfortable with it, to keep your video on. If not, audio will suffice. So keep that in mind.
Okay. Here we go. When everything is getting too much for you to face, as you mourn for vision loss and what remains is slightest trace, remember you are not alone. These feelings are the norm. You're stronger than you think, and you can weather blindness storm. The scars upon your heart have made you who you are today, and you will not be beaten by what's next to come your way. Your senses are adjusting to this ever-fading sight, but even in the darkest times, eventually there's light. It may not be the life that you've expected years ago, but this can be more beautiful than what you'd think or know. The only limitations to the things you can achieve are made up by the barriers that you yourself perceive. So if you slip or vision dip, know I'm right here to call. Just trust and this long cane. So with trust and this long cane, we can rise from every fall. Just give yourself the space and time to find your path again, for I will be here waiting on this friend you can depend.
Wow. So there are a couple things that always, I take notes here on everything you say. There are a couple things that stand out. I think the most for me is, like you said, made up by the barriers you perceive, right? So if someone out there perceives that they have barriers that's holding them back from accomplishing or getting past a difficult situation, that's something that could, be dealt with over time by, putting your mind to it and, staying focused and, keeping your eye on the prize. Stay focused.
Absolutely.
Keeping your eye on the prize.
I knew you were going to pick up on that line. The only limitations to the things you can achieve are made up by the barriers that you yourself perceive.
And that's what it is. And I think, I don't like to, speak for anyone else because I'm not in anyone else's shoes. But I think that, Ben, would you say, people, I think we all put up barriers for anything, right? We all end up putting our own barriers in front of us because sometimes we're scared to take that next step, all the negative surrounding it, whatever it may be. It could be anything, doesn't have to be sight loss per se. But I think that, our bodies, our minds are trained that, hey, warning, stop, there's a barrier, stop. So I think that it goes with everything in life, that anything that's put in front of us, that is a perceived barrier. So I'm sorry, my computer's going crazy here. So that could be a perceived barrier. And I think that, we all have to work harder to get past those barriers and make us, better individuals. So
yeah, a lot of us, who live with kind of low vision and disabilities in general, at times when we're having our kind of bad eye days or whatever you want to call it, our down days or whatever. Ben, your thoughts on this in a second, but we all become prisoners to our own anxieties, and sometimes it's that first step in all these things we do in life that is the most difficult. And what I'm saying there about the only limitations of the things you can achieve are made up by the barriers that you yourself perceive. Once we get past those barriers, and when we take that step outside the door and just face these things, 9 times out of 10, we say to ourselves afterwards, actually, it wasn't as bad as we thought it would be. It was a lot easier than we thought it would be.
Yeah.
And that's something I think that we can all do with reminding ourselves. And, I've spoke about it before. I read these poems on the days when I'm feeling like this to kind of remind myself.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
B,
guys,
what's
I'm
your
sorry,
thoughts?
I'm a little distracted here. Go ahead, you be take away.
You know, the interesting thing to me, Dave, right there is about the word trust right next to white cane. Trust right next to white cane, and or the trusty guide dog, by the way.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting because for me, as somebody as I've lost vision, when I very first picked up that cane, I had such a diverse experience. On one side, it was such a wonderful, like, wow, this is like, I can go out and be in the world again. But like, as you know, with my story, Dave, the very first time I was on public transit, people misunderstood my vision level, and I was accused of not being blind, right?
Yep.
Because I have a white cane and I looked at my phone. And so I had this mistrust around that experience with my white cane. And it took me a while to get back to trusting the white cane again. And when I did, I had trust for my own courage again. And it was a weird thing to feel afraid to go out of my own front door. So trusting the white cane, I love the idea of getting back up after a fall, because I think if you have low vision or if you are blind, it's likely you're going to have a fall out there in the world for anybody with any vision level. But I can expect it, and I can expect to get back up, and I'll be stronger for it. And I know that I can call you and tell you about the story, Dave. So thank you for being there, brother.
Always.
And I think, yeah, I also like, you talk about weathering the blindness storm. That stood out to me. And you said there was also, was it not to be beaten, whatever comes your way? Woo. Is that correct? Did I write that down correctly?
The scars upon your heart have made you who you are today, and you will not be beaten by what's next to come your way.
So, yeah. So, I think it goes with everything in life, that everything that we do, no matter what the challenges are, we put our best foot forward, we deal with it, and we make ourselves better individuals, and we get past that particular barrier and move on.
That line there, I mean, I talk about it all the time in a lot of poetry and a lot of the weeks on these calls, about how the things that we've been through in our past, and we've all got our individual stories, everyone out there that's listening to the call, the things that we've been through in the past and the challenges that we face give us the ability to deal with the things that we're yet to face going forward. And we've got to remind ourselves of that, in those times where we think we can't face, it's all getting on top. And, we feel like, how can we move on and get past what we're facing? And you've got to remind yourself of all the things that you've already been through, and trust that you can get through that. You've got the tools to do that. And that's exactly what that line is. The scars upon your heart have made you who you are today, and you will not be beaten by what's next to come your way. And that is exactly, the feeling that I wanted to portray with that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, Dave, should we go ahead and open it up and see if we want to have anyone comment on that, or are you want to?
Well, let's bring Orly in, because we've got Orly right there. Orly's there on the bus. Hi, Orly.
Yes. Hi. Yes, I'm on the bus. No, rain, no sleet, nothing will keep me away.
Just like the post office.
So, Orly, I'm pretty sure that you could kind of relate to that poem, because I know a little bit about your story, and we're going to kind of get into a little bit more about it today. I was fortunate enough to meet you at the beginning of this year, and we always talk about people walking into our lives at the right time, and the connections that we make. And I think you are certainly one that falls into that category as far as I'm concerned. So can you, I know you've been on this call before, and you've kind of, spoken on subjects, but we don't really know a lot about you, or the people out there don't know a lot about you. So can you kind of introduce yourself and explain who you are, your journey with low vision in a nutshell, and what you do?
Okay.
And what you will be doing also.
And what?
Absolutely.
Oh boy. I hope we have enough
hours. Without giving away specifics and confidential information.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, sir.
And can you sing it the whole time too?
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to rhyme everything you say.
So yes, I am on a bus. I'm in Baltimore. I've been here a month. It's my first time away from the nest. And you know what? It ties into what you said. I'll introduce myself first before I go into that. So my name is Orly. I am now here in Baltimore, but I do live in South Florida. Originally, I was born in Canada and grew up in Montreal, Canada, and then Toronto. I have 3 kids, and I was born with a hereditary condition. It is a form of retinitis pigmentosus, but it's called LCA, Leber's congenital amaurosis, and the onset is at birth. And both my sister and I have the same condition. And when I was younger, I saw enough to see large print. The book had to be really close up to my face. In school, I never was able to see the blackboard unless I went up and stood in front of it. But at least I was able to navigate. I was able to manage. I used whatever vision I had really, really well. I remember I was able to write on lined paper. So I was able to really do certain things with the little bit of vision I had. However, it still wasn't a lot. So I would say obviously I've experienced vision loss all of my life. It really started deteriorating after I had my first child. I was 24. And I never knew, so I had a lot of doctor visits growing up, but I never knew that women that have RP, that pregnancies potentially can progress the condition a lot faster. It accelerates it. And no
Mhm.
one ever told me that. But, it doesn't matter. I don't know if I would have done anything different. I always wanted to have children, but I would say that between the age of 24 till about 38, 39, it took those many years to deteriorate to where it's just light and shadows and no
Ollie,
usable
can I ask you
vision.
a question about that with regards
Sure.
to the pregnancy or having a child, speeding up your RP or making your sight loss progress quicker?
Yes.
Did you ever get any answers with regards to that? If it was, is that
Yes.
down to the stress that your body is under? Is that what the cause is? Is it down to that? 'Cause I
Correct.
know,
So
pressure and stress and everything has a great impact on it.
100%. So I only figured this out because another mom that had RP told me after the fact, and I did speak to an ophthalmologist and a geneticist that the stress on the body progresses the condition. It deteriorates because what's happening is there a deterioration. There's pigmentation on the retina,
Mhm.
and well, pregnancies are amazing, but they do cause a lot of stress. I mean, from
Yeah,
pregnancies, even
absolutely.
chronic pain set in for me. But I don't think I would have done anything different. Maybe I don't know. It's a maybe. I wouldn't have had 3, but it doesn't matter. It is what it is. And now I'm left with just uh, a little bit of light. But funny enough, the light isn't dependable. I don't know sometimes if it's the morning, like the light through the windows. It doesn't,
Mhm.
it's not as obvious anymore. And sometimes even the lights, I always saw lights in an office or in a room, but I can't see them as much. So that in itself is even deteriorating now. Um, I moved to the United States 2 years ago. Um, I'm not saying I've not gone through my fair share of anxiety, depression, because I have, but I'm a pretty tenacious, strong person that always bounces back, no
Mhm.
matter what. I did leave. I was in working for a bank in Canada, and now since coming to Florida, I am pursuing a lot of why I'm here on Earth. I really am here for very specific reasons. And now I took the plunge, and it was scary. I think we were talking about limitations before in your poetry. It's
Yep.
our limited beliefs, it's our limitations in our mind that keeps us stuck, and our fears keeps us stuck and trapped. And I think, no, I know that I've overcome that because I've dealt with a lot of challenges, but I've always looked at those challenges as learning opportunities. And I had to learn that I couldn't, I say I couldn't skip the line. If I had a problem or things I had to deal with and overcome, I couldn't force it to go through any faster. I had to go through it to get to the other side. And then you evolve and you grow from it and you learn so much from all the hardships.
I want to ask one more thing, and we've spoke about this on Tea and Poetry, with previous guests, and B Fox has spoken about this, and I'm sure what I'm going to say now, a lot of people out there who are listening are already relating to everything that you're saying with regards to your journey. But like, do you feel, we speak about all the time about how the unemployment rate of visually impaired people and people in our community was it 93% or whatever? Like it's ridiculously
high. It's like 70+%.
Yeah,
70 plus. It's very similar here. I think you're very similar to B and to me, because of the way the working world is, and your kind of standard employment, because there's all those fears and misconceptions from both sides.
correct.
You like us, one of the reasons we've connected, have gone down the route of finding what your passion is, where your skills lie, and creating those opportunities for yourself.
Yes. And you know what I decided to do is get out of the box. That was when I was younger, I was told that I would probably succeed better in a call center as a blind person.
Yeah, I heard that lots of times.
Yes. And you know what? It's fine. I had great companies behind me. However, that's not who I am.
Big companies.
Big. And you know what? In all reality, I wasn't happy. I still, I volunteered. I did a lot of advocacy. And when it came to issues with the unemployment rate, even in Canada at that time, it was really high. It still is. But I tried to do what I can. But I think it's my personality. I've always had a job. I've always been employed, but I put myself out there, and I find that I don't walk into any situation thinking I'm limited. I try to do the best I can and really go for something if I want it, with no limitations in my mind.
Something really interesting that I've just thought of there with what you're talking about with your that kind of time in your story and part of your journey. Something that we all go through, and this isn't something we've not spoken about before on this, is when someone is kind of on that journey with their low vision, sight loss, and get to the kind of stage where like change everything or make big adjustments within their life. A lot of us kind of feel really fearful of how it's going to be accepting our blindness and what our lives are going to be like. But like yourself, and certainly like me, and it's definitely like Ben as well, I think we are proof that we actually, when you take that leap, often it's not as scary as you first thought it was going to be, like I just said in that poem at the beginning. But quite often what we end up doing for taking that leap and actually embracing our new world of low vision or blindness or whatever you call it actually makes us happier than we've ever been.
Oh, you know what? And I love that you said that, because I've had limited beliefs and fears. We're always afraid of the unknown. But guess what? The few successes in the past that I had when I took a leap, and then I would say to myself, oh my God, the anticipation and the fear was worse than doing it. And I saw that, and that's what helped me build the momentum. And again, it's not that I've not fallen, I have, but I promise you that it's so much better when it's just taking that first step, and the second step. Yeah.
First step.
It's like we picked that poem on purpose, wasn't it?
Yeah. So just think about it. And it's not that I'm superwoman or anything I'm not any different than anyone. I left a stable, secure job, as secure as a job can be. I left the country. I did not go back to corporate. I started from scratch And I decided to go back into looking at what am I.
Did we lose you, Orly? Dave, you still there?
I'm still here. Yeah, I
Oh.
think we might have just lost.
Oh.
Oh.
It's what happens when
Are
you
we
ride the
Go
okay?
ahead,
bus.
Orly. Yeah, we hear you now.
I was saying that I took the plunge, big plunges, moved countries, but I pursued, I went to culinary school, and it's something that everybody probably initially thinks, oh my God, how? It's dangerous, it's challenging. And yeah, it is, and it had its moments, but that's the whole thing. Life is challenging in many respects. It's just that you have to go and take that first step and figure it out as you go along. And it does work. It does. I mean, I succeeded in culinary school and I just did that. And now I'm pursuing helping other people, but also helping my dream come true, which is to be a business owner. It's to help the unemployment rate in the blind community. And it's to create my vision and move that forward through cooking and through all kinds of initiatives that we're working on. Before, and I'd love other people to ask questions or share, but what I wanted to share is that I noticed it became easier when I looked at the fact that I lived too much in my head. I analyzed too much. I feared too much. And that's when I was stuck in my head, when I started living from the heart. And I promise you, when you start letting go and living from the heart, things start happening. And also when I realized that life is like, I mean, I'm giving you analogies, but it's real. Life, I mean, it's like a river. And I used to go against the pressure of this river, the opposite direction. And the more pressure and the more I went against the flow of life, the natural progression of life, the harder and the more intense it got. And I
Yep.
used to run and numb.
Yep.
I used to numb that pressure away. And I realized through living from the heart, as I let go of that intense pressure of having to control my destiny, control things, know things. And it started coming together when I let go and I started moving with the flow of life. And that's what has made the difference for me.
It's a great analogy, by the way.
Yeah,
I like that terminology, moving with the flow of life.
it is. Yeah,
Maybe
that's how I felt.
Incorporate
You know
that.
what? I was in a pool and I discovered that analogy in my head. I was trying to learn how to swim properly because I want to do triathlon. And the more I tensed up, the more I was trying. I was in my head trying to figure out the right moves. The worse it got. I was sinking, and the teacher would say, "Just relax." I go, "How?" And then I realized I relaxed and I just put my head underwater and I just relaxed and it started coming. It started happening without me making it happen.
Came from the heart.
It came from the heart.
And you know what? Stuff that comes from the heart, you can't make up.
No, not at all.
I mean,
Nope.
God, how many times have I actually spoke about this with my journey, where the fact that before I started losing my sight, when I probably had the early onset of RP, but was denying it, and I felt like my life was cursed because I was going in the wrong direction. And the minute I embraced it and then started to do what I'm doing now, it was like everything falls into place at the right time. People, opportunities, the words, it all just happens at the right time because I found that channel. And that's exactly what you're doing, Orly, and it's very, very powerful.
I will say this might sound silly, but I thanked my fears. I thanked the hard times. I said, you know what?
It's like you're
understand.
quoting lines from my poems here. This is.
Oh, am I?
I'm joking.
Yes,
absolutely.
Hey, take
By
some
the way,
notes.
where is that bus taking you? By the way,
I know.
It's coming to the office.
No, I know that, but I'm like, it's a long commute. Shouldn't be that long.
I came from.
Oh, you were coming from
Penton.
from downtown. You were coming from.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
All right.
I am.
Oh, it's a different story. Okay.
So let's try and squeeze as much in as we can. Let's open it up. If there's anyone out there on that wants to raise their hand and come into the call and say hi to Orly or ask any questions or say anything, now's the time to do that. If you want to just put something in the Q&A, you can do that. While we're waiting for people to do that, B, I'm sure you want to chime in with this.
going to, I'm bringing in a couple people here that want to,
I would like
Pop
to
in.
chime in,
I'm
but
gonna
actually,
bring in
Dave, it's
Sedona Dave.
with a poem request. That's what my
Oh.
chime in is.
I'm bringing Sedona Dave in right now.
What's up, Sedona
Okay.
Dave?
Hold on. Unmute him.
Uh.
And flip your phone. There we go.
Whoa, I'm getting dizzy.
Okay. There he is.
I just unmuted. Is that good?
We are
Hey.
perfectly clear.
Dave.
Hey,
You are
partner.
cleared to proceed forward.
Hey,
Hey,
everyone.
partner.
What's up, buddies? It's so great seeing everybody in Baltimore. Dave
Oh.
out there across the. We're like 8 or 9 time zones away, my brother.
Yeah, it looks beautiful there where you are. It really does.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
He's in paradise.
I hate to
Yeah.
say it, but it is.
Hey,
Wow. Wow.
Sedona Dave, you sound so
Yes.
much better than Jaws. Listening to your voice is so much better than technology reading your messages to me.
I speak a lot slower too. Oh, this is so great. I'm just really glad to have joined you guys. Get the link up and really just to see everybody's smiling face. I really miss you all.
Miss you too.
Arizona's great. Hit the trails already. Got some good trail videos. I was down at sea level for too long. I hit 5,000 feet in hiking, and I think I used up all the oxygen out here.
So for those of you who are first timer on this call, Sedona Dave was out here in Baltimore for 6 weeks. We hosted Sedona Dave, and it was an incredible experience. So
And lots more to come. Lots more to come.
that's for sure.
Great times. Yes, thank you so very much, Dave. I got your books as soon as I got home. They're on there.
Oh, they're
So
there.
great.
Woo!
Thank you so much. My wife said you've got blind materials from the UK. Do you know anything about this?
Yeah. Yeah, I put that all over
Wow.
the envelope because it's free post.
Love it.
That's
Love it.
funny. That is
All right.
funny. And I'm also Diane had raised her hand, so Diane, I'm asking to unmute you now, so you can try to unmute. I hear that aircraft above you, Sedona Dave.
Yes.
Hi.
That's
Hey,
what I said.
Diane.
Hey, Diane.
Hey, Diane.
Hey guys, Dave.
Hi,
Hey,
Diane.
hey, Sedona Dave. I really need you because I am having an issue with my inflatable turkey. He won't stand upright. I'm like, Dave could fix this.
What makes you think Dave can do anything about inflatable turkeys? You got me scared.
You are definitely MacGyver. We all miss you.
Miss you all. Hey, God bless you all. I'm gonna mute and be quiet and listen. I want to hear what you all have to say. Great hearing you all. Love you all. Be well.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Little brother.
Cheers, Dave.
Cheers.
So, Ben, you were
Yeah.
just about to say something to do with poetry.
Well, have I only heard one poem so far? Is that?
Yes.
Oh, well, I'd rather, instead of me having a chime in, I'd love to hear another poem, Dave. I don't know how I
Well,
feel about that.
no, actually, normally what we do is
Oh,
when we've
yeah.
got a guest on, I always
Yeah.
like to read them a piece of poetry
Okay, okay.
that kind of relates to their story. So I have got something lined
Yes.
up, as always. So this one is
Ah.
especially for Orly, okay?
Especially
Oh,
for
cool.
a long bus ride today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Is it about my climbing up a big mountain?
Let's see if you can relate.
And it's
Okay.
not
Okay.
Mount Washington.
Oh my, that's a little one. It's a little
Right, here we
one.
go. We talk about the things that hold us back and what's to come. We talk about our fading sight and the glare of blinding sun. We talk of independence, isolation, and lost pride. But did you know about the strength that we all have inside? I'm not saying we are superheroes. We don't need those superpowers. But we have walked through storms and made our way through heavy showers. We've lost so many challenges, but never given in. We celebrate the little things each day like biggest win. Despite the limitations of the sight that we have lost, won't cut our ties, our heads held high, this blind life we have bossed. So never judge us by the cane we hold or dog to guide. It's more about the people we all are on the inside.
Oh God, I'm melting. But it's so
Because it's raining.
Yeah.
Oh, you know
You
what?
talk about heavy
You know what?
showers.
Yeah, you know what? Oh my goodness, that is so fitting. And you know what? You're nourishing people's souls and people's hearts through your poetry. And my goal is to nourish people's souls through food, through my stories, inspiration. I want to empower people, and it is totally possible. So I did mention about this climb. I'm preparing to do a climb in March
Yeah,
of
just a few steps.
2021. Yeah, just a
Few
few
stairways.
steps. Yep. 19,000 feet of steps.
Wow.
But
Awesome.
in Tanzania,
The place called
Africa,
like Kilimanjaro? Is that what
it
it's called?
is called, it's
Hill.
Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro.
Oh,
Mount Kilimanjaro. Awesome.
Yes. So
I'm just
that's
curious. I'm just curious if there's anyone out there on the call today, if anyone has ever visited Mount Kilimanjaro.
I
And
know
if you
someone who
have-
did it. I know someone who did it. A good friend of ours,
Oh yeah.
Rebecca Alexander.
wonderful.
Ah,
oh wow!
I did not know that.
Yeah, she did.
Ah,
Oh wow! And if there's
I go-
anyone on the
I
call
have to
today,
talk
we'd love
to
to
her.
have. We can arrange that.
Yep.
If anyone here on the call today has climbed Mount Kilimanjaro or has just visited the base camp at Mount Kilimanjaro, please raise your hand ASAP. We'd love to talk with you. But go ahead, Orly. Let's go ahead and continue to share about this expedition that you're going to be embarking on.
Yes. As soon as I get into the office, I have a meeting with a team. I'm the only visually impaired individual, and it's all about leadership. It's leadership coaching, nutrition, and physical coaching. Preparing for the climb. It's in March of 2021, and it's something I've personally wanted to do. And I just want to show people and myself that there aren't any limits. And this leadership is there to teach me how to completely lead myself with integrity, so then I can go out when I'm on top of that mountain, launch myself down, and jump into the next chapters of my life and lead from integrity and lead from authenticity after a huge 6-day climb up this mountain.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That was-
Yeah.
It's a
Incredible.
6-day journey.
It's
Incredible.
a 6 days up the mountain, and I just got the schedule 10 minutes ago on my email
Oh wow!
of the last day to reach the summit. So this is day number 6. You
Wow.
depart camp on at just shortly after midnight. It's a 10-hour hike, the last
Wow.
trek to the summit.
10
and I ju-
hours.
10 hours, and that's after 5 days of trekking already.
How long does
Wow.
it take you to get back down? Are they going to just
30
One-
seconds.
like, yeah, going to
30
zip wire down or something?
Ooh, I love that
Yes.
idea.
You know what I told them I've always wanted to go parachuting. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
I think Barry
so
said he's
no-
going to send a helicopter just to the peak so we
Yeah.
can join you for a
Sedona
cup of-
Dave
cup-
is gonna be
cup of
the
tea and
pilot.
tea and poetry.
Yeah.
Satellite phone.
Just for everyone out there, Sedona Dave does have his pilot's license.
Oh,
He will be on the right seat in the chopper.
oh my God. Oh, I don't know. The blind flying the blind.
That's right. That's right.
That's great. Yeah. So I'm excited. I am scared, but you know what? I'm in great hands, and I'm being coached and prepared for the physical and the psychological, the emotional journey. And I'm up for it. I'm really excited. And at the same time, we're looking at doing a documentary. I'm excited about that, and developing a business plan. Woo.
Yeah.
Sorry, woo. See, they're trying to
Sirens
get me.
going
To,
off and everything.
they're trying to get me to the office on time.
Yeah, they're
You
clearing the way.
Escort.
Yep. The Secret Service clearing the way for Orly.
You see, you know, one thing I wanted to say is I could have gotten all frazzled. I wasn't there in the office as planned. I wasn't. The bus wasn't, really late. Blah blah blah. But you know what? You take things in stride. You still make things happen.
Absolutely.
You breathe, and it's all good. It's all good.
How's Regan doing? How's she
She's
doing?
here on the floor. My guide dog is here. she's anxious to get to the office so she can scrounge in Ben's office. You know, the floor always has crumbs on
There's never anything on my floor. Never.
Okay, is there anyone else who wants to kind of come
Anybody?
in?
it.
Anyone
Yeah.
out there? We'd love to
Ask-
bring
Lots of people
on.
out there. I'm just looking at the list now. I'm sure there's
Bunch
people
of
that want to
new
come say hi.
names. Some people would love to bring you on. Here comes Allison. Allison coming right up.
Hey.
Coming. Oh, by the way, while we bring Allison on, I want to give a special shout out to one of our weekly attendees who's always here. Unfortunately, couldn't make it this week. I want to give a shout out when this Travis. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, yes, my
listen, I love
man.
Travis, when you listen to the
Oh,
recording, we're thinking about you and we miss you.
Yes.
Actually,
Oh.
just before Alison actually speaks, I've got something that I need to announce. So I need to do it now. For those of you that have been on the call, and Alison, are you there? Can you hear me?
She can hear us, but I'm asking her to
Okay.
unmute. So hold on.
Right. Okay. No problem. So a few weeks ago, for those people that have been tuning in for a good few weeks now on a regular basis, you'll remember we had a lady from the UK by the name of Karen Baker, whose son Sam was in hospital because he'd lost the ability to use his legs because he was that he was struggling with anxiety and depression through losing his sight through RT, and the trauma had basically made him lose the ability to walk, and he was in the right place eventually and getting some support. Anyway, just to let you know, Karen sent me a message earlier today and asked me if I would read it to you guys to give you an update on how Sam's doing, who has only just turned 13. So I'm just going to see if I can pull this message up now. You can still hear me, can't you guys?
We hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure because I'm going into my messenger so I can read this message. So the message from Karen says, here we go. Hi, Dave. I thought I'd give you a quick update on Sam. I've tried joining your broadcast, Tea and Poetry, on a Wednesday night, but I am on a train coming home from London, and when it's on, the signal is a nightmare. Sam is doing really well. He hasn't been sick for over 3 weeks, and he had his first visit back at his secondary school on Monday. All went well, and he will start attending lessons next Monday. He will still need to go back to the unit to stay there after school and spend the rest of the week there, but this is a massive progression for him. And just letting us know if we could update everyone on how he's getting on. And as promised, when Sam is feeling a lot better, and I'm sure he will be soon, we're going to have him on Tea and Poetry as our special guest, and we can all get to wish him well and say hi to him.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Really nice to hear something positive.
Yes.
And please send our best to Karen and Sam. Thoughts and prayers always with them, and just continue to get better, and look forward to having them here.
Absolutely.
So, Allison, you are live.
That's great news. Hi,
How are
everybody.
you?
Alison.
Hi,
Hey.
Allison.
I'm good. I'm good. I just wanted to say hi and I feel like I've kind of met my tribe. You guys are great. And really, I mean, you're inspiring individuals who are going through a tough time. And
Yeah.
I think my journey and listening to Orly's story and just all of you actually, I met, I think it was the beginning of the pandemic, and I think I reached out to Dave, and it's just made me get out of my shell and comfort zone. And
Yes.
I just appreciate it because, I've dealt with vision issues since I was young, but you're making a difference. Keep doing what you're doing. You're inspiring others and making that connection. So
I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you, so much. And what I'd say is, I speak to like different organizations all over. We're always trying to find new ways of impacting their base of users, service users.
Right.
And really, it's not that difficult. We came up with this just as a way to kind of keep ourselves out there while the pandemic was going and reaching out to people. And this this platform just continues to grow and grow, and you've played a massive part in that, Alison, with sharing it with people. And you know, there's plenty of other people. Doreen's out there, I know, and quite a few of our regulars who are listening in. It's all about, you know, just telling more people, and because we can do this together, we can support each other.
Yeah, and it's helping. I mean, making that connection, you know, like Orly said, when you help others, you're helping yourself, and it's about getting out of your own way. And I was stuck, I think, in that, and listening to my own, you know,
Yeah.
my own head and what goes on, and the depression and the dips and the, you know, just all the journeys you go through and with your vision.
Yeah.
And if you just get out of your own way and let it flow, and you bob and weave, as my husband and I call it,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
it
Yeah.
does truly make a difference. And I was talking to somebody that's locally here, and, you know, we're connecting, and we're starting to put some activities together, and creating, you know, you're creating your tribe. And I kind of feel like the momentum and the platform is growing in our community of blind and visually impaired. And it's beautiful to see. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you. And I
Thank
feel
you
blessed
so
to
much,
have you.
Allison.
And-
We're happy
and
to have you here, part of the tribe.
Absolutely.
You got
And
it.
it's an incredible tribe that's continuing to grow, you know, every week. And again, thanks to you, Allison, for sharing and bringing
Thanks.
incredible individuals to the group.
Mhm.
And I encourage everyone out there that if you're enjoying this Tea and Poetry, to please share and, you know, invite your friends, because we love this. This is what we love. We love this. And we just, you know, our goal is to continue to advocate, spread the awareness, and bring more and more people together as a community, and to have this incredible tribe that we're part of. So I'm blessed to be part of it. So thank you.
And I'd love to add something, if that's okay, Barry.
Sure.
It was mentioned about this young man who had so much fear and depression and anxiety about vision loss, that was in the hospital with his legs. The importance of trying to get past our fears and heal from mental health or any type of recovery is so important, because our brains can do so much that we don't realize, that we can cause a lot of illnesses. I did by my stress and anxiety, are physical, true illnesses and symptoms that manifest because it stems from the fear and anxiety we've created in our brains because of what's happening to us. And also food, what we put in our body. And that's what I want to help others with, is the mental health piece and also food. It all works hand in hand. It's so important to incorporate.
Absolutely.
And
You've got to take care of yourself.
It sure
proper-
does. It sure
Yeah,
does. It's
yeah.
so it sure does. Orly can vouch for what I eat every morning.
Yeah. So can I. So can I.
Yeah, he's
And
the
B
fruit
as
man.
well.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
we said it right at the beginning when we were talking about Orly's journey, saying about how, you know, having a child, put the actual stress of that made your vision
Mhm.
deteriorate.
Yeah.
And I, when I was first diagnosed, you know, just 6.5 years ago with RP officially, even though I had the early onset from probably my early 20s, but when it really started to dip, I lost all my peripheral vision in the space of about 8 months. And when I look back on it now, actually, I think a lot of that was down to the pressure and stress and anxiety and depression that I was going through because of everything else. So for those people who are who are watching this back again, maybe at a later date, or are listening in, who work for a charity, or, you know, are providing support for people out there with low vision and blindness, I think it's more important than ever to realize that actually, you know, have people having the right kind of support in those early stages.
Yes.
And answers to the questions that they need, and support with everything, whether it be, you know, emotional, financial, all those sort of things, has a major impact on could have a major impact on their vision, especially with things like RP, because the stress can add to it. So I actually probably would have been seeing a lot more if it hadn't been for the way I fell through the net, and, you know, we lost our house, and, you know, struggled with support and everything else. that probably had a big impact on my eyes when I look back on it now. So it's so important that we take care of ourselves and we find the right support and we be there for others, because that's one of the
Absolutely.
reasons we do this call, is because we've been there. We always try and be there for other people.
And when
Very good,
after my third pregnancy, I went to doctors because I had so much body pain. And it was also the time my vision really took a big dive.
Mhm.
And in all reality, what ended up happening was I was given narcotics. I was given a cocktail of pills to deal with those symptoms instead of dealing with the source.
Yeah.
And how important that is, even from the beginning of vision loss and going through that. You really need to incorporate a lot of strategies and supports, put a lot of supports in place, instead of getting lost with doctors and they're throwing pills at you, and then you get lost in that world.
And if I
Very
can
important.
Go
say
ahead.
something,
Yeah, of course, Alison.
I think too, the medical, we need to educate the medical, people in the medical field, because they will, I mean, you're not handed a pamphlet, you're not told what to do. And it's all connected, your mind, body, and spirit, and the health and the food we put in our body, but also the pills that they give you.
Yes.
And, it's about education, and this platform is great. And it just needs to continue to get out into the world.
And we are striving behind the scenes.
Yes.
Barry, Ben, Sir,
Yeah.
Dave.
So
all-
My
important.
man Dave had a middle of the night brilliant brainstorm that he'll tell you about soon.
That
I want to
doesn't
let you
surprise
know, Dave had a brilliant brainstorm.
Yeah,
I'm just lucky enough to
had
hear
a-
about it.
Yeah, we can't tell you just yet, but
Yeah,
I had a
that's right.
moment at the weekend where I was in bed, and at 1:30 in the morning, I sat upright and went, "Oh my God, I just had an incredible idea," and I had to get straight on the phone to Ben. And we had to talk it through, and I spoke to Barry and everything else, and it was actually something that we're already kind of working on to a certain degree, but we were kind of going to expand on it and grow it. And this, when we're able to tell you more about this, it's going to change.
I was
everything.
ecstatic to hear about it just a little after 6 a.m. Eastern on Monday morning.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
was
Yeah, as soon
great.
as I could speak to
Started
you,
my commute,
wow.
and Dave's like, when you have a chance, can you give me a call? Got to share something with you. And I literally hit dial and boom. And Dave's like, I didn't expect to hear from you that quickly. I'm like, nope, I got the time now. Let's talk. I want to hear about it. And
but do you see what's happening? You're having a conversation about something that is so important, and by getting groups of people together, it can happen. We can make it happen.
Oh, yeah, we are going to make
absolutely.
it happen.
And even when we first started TM Poetry, we didn't call it TM Poetry. It was just more of having these conversations, webinars, whatever you want to call it, through Zoom in the beginning of the pandemic. And we said, let's have Dave Reed. We felt it would be a great opportunity. And the group I'm taking Allison, I'm taking from you. The tribe has grown significantly, and we were first nervous. We make this a weekly event, and I said yes, we're going to make it a weekly event. I felt that we have the energy, we have the momentum, and we have the participation, and it's only grown significantly. So,
and I certainly have the poetry. It's 800 and growing, 800 plus and growing.
Yeah.
So it's funny. By the way,
what we need to do. Sorry.
Yep. No, it's okay.
I was going to say what we need to do, everybody, Dave, and everybody that would love to participate in this is take this message to the community as a whole, to the general population as a whole. But you are right. The medical professionals need to hear some of this, because addiction, mental health, all this is rampant all over the world.
I want to share with you guys just a quick personal story, and we talk about, Orly mentions what the food that we put into our body, how important it is to put the right ingredients into our body. Our soul needs the proper nourishment. And I started eating fruit until noon. I extend it goes a little past noon usually, but I drink my coffee in the morning, but I only put fruit as far as anything, hard food into my mouth, to my body. I only eat fruit until noon every day. And it's a mixture of berries and melons is what I eat every morning. And I started doing this about I think over 3 years ago. I personally have a medical condition. I'm happy to share with everyone. I have Crohn's, and it's a gastro-related condition. And fortunately, I've always been, it's been on a scale of 1 to 10, I've always had a very minor case of Crohn's, and I've had to take medications over the years, and I have flare-ups once in a while. So I just want to share. It's not 100% perfect, but what I do want to share with everyone is that I go for colonoscopies for every 2 years, and this past year, or I think it was last year. Maybe actually, I'm sorry, this past year, where I went for my routine scope, and the doctor comes over to me and he goes, Barry, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it, because knock on wood, it's not only completely dormant, but it's like disappeared.
Wow.
At Crohn's, and the only thing I can contribute to that effect to is eating the fruit every day. So
and
so
Barry, you are
powerful.
right. What I do is I don't eat before noon. I just have a very healthy smoothie, and I put lots of fruits and greens and make it taste delicious. And that's how I start my day. So yeah, that makes a big difference.
So Allison, Philip wants to know when the California group is going to meet up.
We need to do that. Actually, he's the guy that's from San Francisco, right?
Yes.
Oh, I never got his information, but I'm
I'll
heading
get it for you.
I'm heading up there Monday for a post-op, so I could connect with him.
Okay. I will connect you guys.
Okay.
I
Give
will
him my
connect you
email.
guys. Yeah. And I'm just curious, do we have anyone out there from the Arizona region? Anyone besides Sedona, Dave? Anyone out there from the greater Phoenix, Flagstaff, Sedona area? If yes, please let me know. Feel free to connect with me any way you can, but I would love to hear from you. And I can't believe what time it is. I know Orly's been patient. She's been waiting downstairs.
So can I just put in a request
Yeah.
as well, actually?
Sure.
I know we've got Bailey out there listening. Bailey, if you're willing to come on, because I'd like to speak to you a second, raise your hand if you're willing to come on. Because I got a video this week and I wanted to kind of speak about it with Bailey, because I've not even told you, actually. I think
Bailey,
I showed
but
Ben, though.
oh, here we go. Here we go. She's giving me permission.
Bailey, you there?
She's coming. She's coming.
Okay. I'll wait.
She's coming. And Orly did arrive to the building. I know she was waiting downstairs in the
Yeah.
lobby, and
Yeah,
she's on her way up
I'm
now.
here.
Hi.
Hey, Bailey,
Bailey.
how you doing?
Sorry, I'm opting to keep my camera off because I look like a monster. But all right.
Are you dressed
I'm
up for
sure
Halloween?
that's not true.
I don't believe
But
that for one
I
second.
wanted to bring you on. I just saw you were out there. I had Ben's seen it. I sent it Ben earlier this week. I had the most wonderful video I woke up to a few mornings ago from your nephew Braden, didn't I?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Do you want to kind of tell everyone what happened there and what the videos were?
Yeah. So my nephew Braden, he is 10 years old and he has RP as well. And he is, oh my gosh, he's just the toughest little boy, and he always sees the positive in everything. And so Dave's words have really been influential to our whole family because he's just so optimistic. So we don't, oh, my dogs are going crazy. Sorry. So we don't get to hear, I guess, the negative side of what he's going through a lot. And not that your words are ever negative, but it's always like, it's the truth, and it's like nitty gritty, and it helps us understand his perspective. But I know Dave sent him all 3 of his books and wrote him a note, and he's excited. He's not the best on camera, I'll tell you that. He gets shy, but
He did well in those videos.
yeah,
He did.
yeah. Actually, just yesterday, his mom sent me a text of a poem that he wrote, unrelated.
I got
but
it.
it was
I got it
Yeah.
as well.
what it's beautiful.
About 9/11.
He's learning from your words for sure.
Wow.
My gosh.
Yeah, he's writing poetry, and yeah, he did this amazing video of him opening the parcel and reading the the dedications that I wrote in each of the books. I think one of them was, I think in book 3 I wrote, I hope these poems inspire you as much as you inspire me, which is true because he does inspire me. And to remember, or hope that they remind him that he, that despite any limitations of sight, he can still achieve the incredible, and he will achieve the incredible. And to be able to kind of do that with kids like Braden is just great. And he's going to interview me as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
soon.
He's
We're doing an
excited.
interview. Braden's going to interview me, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yep, he's very excited, and we're all just super thankful for you and just the friendship that you've shown us too. So thank you.
Yeah, as I am for you and yours, Bailey. And once again, sorry to put you on the spot and bring you on, but I just wanted to say that. And
Good to hear your voice,
talk about
Bailey.
Braden. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. And I just got my book in the mail, the Emerging Proud, the I Inspire book. So I'm excited.
I
to
literally
read
just
it.
got mine today as well.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. To our good friend Yvette Chivers, who put together that book.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
It looks great too. I love the cover of it. All the
Awesome.
pictures of everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much, babe, for coming on. Good
Thank
to see
y'all.
everyone here. I can't believe it's already after 5 o'clock here on the East Coast. And we're going to close it out with Dave. And I just want to thank everyone for participating as always. If anyone else wants to come on, raise your hand now. And I will bring you on. If not, we will save it for next time. Please don't be shy. Again, I see some new names out there, so hopefully we'll catch you next time. And thank you, Orderly, for joining us from the bus. And it's nice to see the what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word I'm looking for, but it's nice to see that your benefits from Florida are working up here in Baltimore with mobility. That is reciprocity. Is that the right word? Is that the right word? Reciprocity? Yeah, I think that's the right word, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say before we go as well, it's Remembrance Day here in the UK, and I know
And Veterans Day here.
Veterans
Yes.
Day there. I just want to thank thank all the amazing heroes in uniform for their service that are out there. And this time last year, I was in Baltimore speaking and reading poetry at the amazing Veterans Day concert there. And it was one of the highlights of the tour, and all the memories were coming up today. So a big thank you to Fred and everyone at BISM, and hopefully see all you guys again soon.
Orly, did you hear that?
I heard Bism. Guess what?
Yes.
I'm going.
You will absolutely, you'll love it. It'll blow your mind. What an
Hey, Dave,
experience.
I heard that they shut down production. So you
Yeah,
can
let's just address that quickly before we went there.
That's amazing.
So, Barry, do you want to kind of tell that story?
Yeah, I'll make it real quick. So Dave was asked to speak and read poetry at the Veterans Day Veterans Day concert that was put on a Saturday night black tie event. Dave all dressed up, black tie, and he started off the second act. And we had, I don't know how many, 300, 400, 500 people there.
Yeah.
Of all different divisions of the military. And it was held just outside of Aberdeen Proving Ground. So here just outside Baltimore, half hour outside of Baltimore. Anyway, Dave gets up there, of course, knocks it out of the park, and he just blew people away with his words. And I remember they said there's only time for one piece of, one poem. So we decided that Dave was going to combine two pieces and connect them and make it into one big piece. And it was just like, people were like, I don't know, just silent, but it was just like, whoa.
No, yeah, so, I was talking more about. You're going to go into BISM, are you? Yeah.
Yeah. So Dave knocked it out of the park Saturday night, and then we had scheduled to visit BISM. BISM is Blind in the Streets and Services of Maryland. Give a shout out to BISM and the entire team. We love you, and we miss you. And we were supposed to go there on that following Tuesday. Dave was going to speak to a small group in the rehab department. I think like 20 people, they said. And then we were going to go on a tour of the building. It's a massive facility. BISM's main headquarters in Baltimore. It used to be a Coca-Cola bottling plant. So you can imagine the monstrosity of the size. And that was the plan. We get there Tuesday morning, and we're told we have a change of plans. We thought it was going to be something like, negative. Usually when you hear change of plans, it's usually like something negative. But what happened was it was really a positive. We get there and they said that Fred, the president of BISM, is going to give us a personal tour and take Dave around. And because I've been, telling Dave, you got to come to BISM. You can't wait to show you. It's incredible. And he's like, okay, I hear you. No problem. But it's very hard to put it into words. You got to really experience it and feel it and see it to get it's really full understanding of what they do there. Yeah. And so we go on a tour, and then they said, Fred says that he was so moved by Dave's words Saturday night that he wanted the entire company, and we're talking the entire company, not just one location in Baltimore, but they have like 600 employees spread out through Maryland, and they go into North Carolina and also at Fort Knox. And Fred says, I want the entire company to hear Dave. And they live streamed Dave speaking for an hour. They shut down production for an hour. We're talking about production as far as like cut and sew, paper, bottling water, paper, all kinds of stuff they do there. Incredible. Cleansers, you name it. And they shut down production so Dave could speak. And it was just a very moving experience. And I was just glad to be part of that, and thankful for BISM for that as well.
It was a special moment, and that's I can't wait to share those memories. They'll be coming up on my Facebook, so I'll be posting them on the Stand By Me RP page and the Blind Poet page.
And I've been booted from Facebook. I don't know what's going on with
talk about Facebook.
Forget about it. I was hacked, and then I get back on, and they shut me down for literally
Facebook's
no
a bad word at the moment. That side, I'll be sharing the videos as they come up this week. So we'll find some other way of kind of getting them on. I think Barry, I'm sure you've got them as well on the.
Absolutely. So thanks everyone for participating tonight. Dave, I'm gonna have you close it out.
Okay. Don't give up on your dreams you hold because your eyesight wanes. There's nothing quite as beautiful as the strength evolved from pain. Our scars upon our hearts and skin remind us that we can. Surviving every battle since our time in life began. My purpose as a father, as a husband, as a friend, allows me to inspire what my broken eyes can't mend. Though faces fade, these poems made have given me a way of showing all that's possible. Your faith in me repay. This tunnel's getting darker, pretty soon I may not see. But I am so determined to be the best me I can be. Erase these misconceptions that have held us back too long, to show though we're disabled, we are able to be strong. So thank you for believing every word entwined in verse. I won't forget our friendship's debt, your love I'll reimburse. No matter what this blindness brings, with you I'm side by side. Remember what we're going through in this life, enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride is for sure.
Enjoy the ride.
That is for sure. Enjoy every moment, every day. Wish everyone a remainder of the good week, and a wonderful weekend. Look forward to seeing you next week. And by the way, if you registered for the Thriving Blind Summit, we'll see you there. Actually, I won't be there, but B Fox will be there.
I'll be there.
Donor Dave will be there. Allison's gonna be there.
It opens tomorrow night. You'll be there for the opening.
Yep.
I will not be there for the opening. No.
Tomorrow night.
Oh, Thursday night?
Yeah.
Oh, I will be there.
I'm there Saturday.
Then I will. So yes. So yep. Everyone wish everyone a wonderful evening. Enjoy the range of the week. Yep. We'll see you next week, and more to come.
Thanks for that beautiful poetry, Dave.
Yep.
Always. Take care, guys.
Thank you, Dave, for having me. Bye, guys.
Take care, Bailey. Take care, Dan.